All right. Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of the pre-market poll scan. Today is Wednesday, July the 12th, 2017. The time is 8:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jumping right into the thick of things, looking at gold futures and looking at some of the overnight futures. You see the gold futures chart here, but let's go over to the left side of the screen and look at our overnights. Dow futures up 83 points right now at 21,451. NASDAQ 100 is up 37.75 points at 57.57.75. We got the E-mini S&P 500 up 9.5 points at 24.34. The Russell is up 5.6 points at 14.1870. Natural gas is at $3 even. Looking at gold futures, we're at $12.23, up $8.30. Excuse me. Silver up 20 cents at $15.94.5. Crude oil is at $45.85. Our long bond is at 152 and 24.30. Soybeans down $8.50 at 10.34.75. And that about does it for the overnights. Oh, forgot Forex. Forex, let's see, the euro is down 8 pips at 115.11. Pound is at 129.25, up 47 pips. And the Aussie is up 37 pips at 76.68. And the US dollar is off about 7 ticks at 95.59. So that's what you have. So nice little rally on Wall Street underway. Let's see with the Russell. Let me go back to this Russell. We're at 1420 now, high of the session. Let's see. Could have sworn I saw something on the Russell earlier today. Nope, false alarm. Okay. All right, let's jump into our alerts for the day. We'll start with the rally alerts first. All right, we do have a rally alert for the silver, which is a no-brainer. And we do have a rally alert in the Bitcoin space, ticker BITCF. We have one in dry ships. We have one in the Ethereum. We also have one for First Mining Finance. We have one for the yen under the ETF category FXY. GameStop has a rally alert. We also have one for Tekla Healthcare, Intel, Litecoin, MyGen, the crude oil, the silver, excuse me, silver miners, SIL, the junior miners, SILJ, I should say. SLV has a rally alert, along with USLV and Walmart. Very interesting. Walmart has a rally alert. All right, so that's what we'll be looking at first. Let's see where we are on these cryptos. Looks like we could be in a bottoming out process. Yep. Yes, we are. Ethereum is up 5.66% right now. Last trade at 201.43. Bitcoin is up 1.82%. Last trade 23.43.19. And Litecoin is up 4.45%. Last trade is at 45.57. So looks like the rally alerts are playing themselves out nicely from the overnight. It should also be noted that the pulse waves are updated at the market close of each day. All right, so this report went out last night, well before these moves happen. That's what we do. The report goes out daily, keeping you 24 hours ahead of what's about to take place. Excuse me. So if you take a look at where we are in the overnight markets, you should see a possible gap up today in the XLV for sure. It should also be noted that because of the depressed state of recent price action, that your entry points are definitely going to be far removed from the market. That should be noted. So you're going to want to let the market come to you and be patient with some of these for that reason. So don't be too hasty, because we do get what is called dead cat bounces, where the markets do not move as drastically as one anticipates. And when that happens, you get caught up in a false breakout. You don't want that to happen. All right, let's move along to our crash alerts for the day. It should be noted that we do have anomalies where some of these securities, because of the way they move, the way the price action behaves, you often get what I like to call flat signals, where you'll get both a rally and a crash alert in the same day. It's just the nature of those individual markets. For instance, JNUG and JDST were notorious for it. Today, of note, we have the First Mining Finance. First Mining Finance has both a crash and a rally alert. 9 times out of 10, those alerts play out simultaneously. For instance, the market may pull back first and then rally, or rally first and then pull back. So these are not uncommon occurrences to happen. Nintendo has a crash alert along with Amazon, which is not surprising that Amazon, even though they pumped it up that they were successful in their Amazon day, but we all know it was an abject failure. They wanted to push as much junk items off of their inventory as possible, and that was an abysmal failure. People don't want junk. They want real quality products with a good sell price. You could go down the street and buy the stuff that they were selling and get it for the same price, if not cheaper. Looking at XIV, it has a crash alert for the day. It should also be noted that the excuse me, the artificial intelligence software does lead the markets 3 to 5 days out on daily bars, 3 to 5 weeks out on weekly charts. So that should be noted. Sometimes they come into play right away. Other times it takes a while for it to materialize. It should also be noted that within that 3 to 5 day time period, the more alerts you get continually within that time period makes the move a little bit greater when it does materialize. So just keep that in mind. Now, because the futures are up pretty strong this morning, I don't see the XIV playing out today, but you never know. So watch to see if that support's taken out, because if that's the case, then today's rally that we're seeing now will be sold, and you're going to want to be abreast of that. All right, looking at the Canadian dollar under ticker symbol FXC, that has a crash alert as well. Also, Hashing Space has one, ticker HSHS. Let's see here. Here's another one. BTL Group has a crash alert. And DSLV, which rightfully so, if the silver is going to rise today, then the DSLV should gap down a little bit today. And also in the cobalt space, Cobalt International Energy has a crash alert on it as well. Notable swing trade advisories to the downside would be the Dow and the S&P, along with XLY. Now, once again, because the Dow is up 110 points, the Nasdaq's up 44 3/4 points, and the S&P's up 11 points, it is a strong possibility that this will not materialize today. But then again, you never know. Intraday reversals have occurred and do occur quite often. So we'll be looking for that as well. Let's see, what else do we want to take a look at today? Let's see here. Advanced micro devices and NVIDIA are definitely to watch today on those. We're still locked in on that uptrend, so be aware of that, especially on the AMD. With NVIDIA, we're basically at a stage 2 correction in NVIDIA. All right, even though we had a nice little bounce in yesterday's trading, we are still technically bearish with the NVIDIA. So I like NVIDIA for a short, depending on how it moves today. It may get a sympathetic inflow of cash today because of the NASDAQ 100 being up so strong this morning. But then again, the functionality of the stock indexes has changed, and we have to address that. What I mean is the Dow used to have a plus or minus 50 point swing cushion built into it. What that means is if the Dow is up or down 50 points, that is a noise ratio or trading range that is allowed in that market, meaning that it doesn't mean anything. It's just noise. The Dow up 50, the Dow down 50 is noise because that can be erased at any moment, and normally it would be. It will be a false signal. If it was up 50 points, it's a false breakout. If it's down 50 points, it's a false breakdown. And the market will quickly reverse. The NASDAQ had like a 20-point swing, and the S&P basically had a 10-point swing. So that's how it worked. And that was on any given day. Trading range in the S&P, 10 points, boom, bam. And if it didn't get any higher than that, then chances are if you had a 10-point swing like that, that was going to be it. It will reverse and, trade within that range for the rest of the day. So the dynamics of these markets have changed. You've heard me say that before. The Dow now has a 100-point range or radius around it now. The NASDAQ, basically where it is now, this 40 points, about a 40-point swing. And the S&P, for the most part, has pretty much expanded itself to about 11 points. All right, so that's where we are. That's how the market dynamics have changed. So what you're seeing right now could be erased substantially between the 9:30 opening bell and the 10:30 first hour of trade. All right, these are some market dynamics when it comes to the stock indexes that one should be aware of before venturing into said indexes. So those of you who trade the E-mini S&P futures or the NASDAQ 100 futures or the mini Dow futures, you should be aware of these market dynamics. Another thing that I have been watching strongly lately is the financial sector. So if you look at the XLF, we'll pull that one up. See XLF. For some odd reason, it's not coming up. Bear with me a second. Okay, here we go. All right, the XLF is in a pretty strong bull trend right now, but it's in danger of entering a corrective phase because I'm seeing some institutional outflows of money as well as a locked-in positional downtrend. So within this bullish trend. Now it's not parabolic anymore like it was, but it's a strong trend still, the overall complexion. But because of the institutional outflows and or possible accumulation of short positions here, has me a little bit concerned that this could spill over to the XIV, and then those two would give the signal that the market has topped, and that we won't get that scenario that I painted the other day where we bottom on July the 31st and on around July 31st. So this is an interesting chain of events here. So I'm still watching the XLF and the XIV for possible clues and signals. We'll see who the players are today. We'll see what happens. Are we going to get more of a institutional bias, or we're going to start getting the sharks in the water? When you start getting the high frequency bots in play, then that changes the dynamic. So right now we're not seeing that. We're just seeing the institutional side on the XLF. And as far as the XIV, today the crash alert overshadows anything else, so I'm not able to see what else is happening there, but the crash alert is telling enough, in my opinion. So we'll see how today plays out. And keep your powder dry, though. Be prepared, man. If we can, if this rally doesn't hold the way it should, then you could be in a very good position to build your shorts. So I will be watching that throughout the day, and then I'll keep everyone abreast in the trading room what's going on with that. So those are the notables that I wanted to bring up. Those are pretty important. And that's pretty much it for the day. So if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and hit me up, and we will address it when that time comes. Other than that, you know what we say: bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace. All right. Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of the pre-market pulse scan. Today is Wednesday, July the 12th, 2017. The time is 8:48 a.m. Eastern Standard 51. NASDAQ 100 is up 37.75 points at 57.57.75. We got the E-mini S&P 500 up 9.5 points at 24.34. The Russell is up 5.6 points at 14.18.70 time. Jumping right into the thick of things, looking at gold futures and looking at some of the overnight futures. You see the gold futures chart here, but let's go over to the left side of the screen and look at our overnights. Dow futures up 83 points right now at 21,485 cents. Our long bond is at 152 and 24.30 seconds. Soybeans down $8.50 at 1034.75. And that about does it for the overnights. Oh, natural gas is at $3 even. Looking at gold futures, we're at $12.23, up $8.30. Excuse me. Silver up 20 cents at $15.94.5. Crude oil is at $45.80.